Hello, I'm Jessica Lahr, and welcome to another edition of FLX Weekly here on Wednesday, October 11th, 2017. This week's episode is brought to you by Generations Bank, rooted in the things that matter since 1870. Visit one of their 9 offices or bank locations anytime with their mobile app or at mygenbank.com. We're live inside the FingerLakes1.com studio, and as always, joining me is Jim Sinicropi and Josh Durso.
Here we are.
Nice to see you guys. Happy Wednesday.
Yep. And it's raining out right now. It just started to rain. And it feels for the first, maybe the second day since September, like fall.
I know.
It really does.
I know.
And it looks
out the umbrella.
like fall. It's starting to finally look like fall outside.
Yeah, we're not at peak yet, but probably 5 days away from peak, maybe.
Probably.
You think so?
Peak
5 days?
Maybe a
foliage.
Yeah, probably a weekish.
And then stuff will start to fall. It is pretty, though. It's nice to finally see some color.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love
here.
it. Are you guys wondering if it's going to warm up again before winter comes?
Yes, tell us. Tell us what this weekend's weather is, because you just never know here in New York this year.
Well, fear not. It's amazingly going to be summer-like again this weekend. Of course. It's crazy. So Friday... Forecast right now is calling for partly sunny skies with a high of 68, just a slight chance, like 20% of an afternoon shower. Mm-hmm. Saturday, mostly sunny, high near 78, and it'll be a little humid. And then, so that's a great day in, June or July.
Right. We'll take it.
Saturday night, there's a 30% chance of showers after 7 p.m., a low around 62, and then Sunday... 40% chance of showers, mostly cloudy with a high near 80. And then 60% chance of rain overnight Sunday into Monday. And then next week is more seasonable so far. It looks to start at about 58 for a high on Monday, 57 for a high on Tuesday, but a lot of sun.
And that's still, with sun, those are still warm temps. It's still going to feel pretty warm.
But this might be the situation where Sunday we hit 80 degrees for the last time until, May.
Could be.
Or even June. Ooh. But,
Don't say that to Josh.
Or it'll be 80 degrees in November. Who knows the way things are going around here.
I know, exactly. Never know what to expect lately. All right, well, weather's going to be beautiful, so let's take a look at our weekend events. The first ever Carrying the Torch Girl Scout Convention on Women's Rights will be held in Seneca Falls on Friday and Saturday and commemorates the 100th anniversary of women's suffrage in New York State while celebrating how girls of today carry the torch of equal rights through civic engagement. The 2-day convention is free and open to all Girl Scouts and girls and is a collaboration between the Girl Scouts of New York and Pennsylvania Pathways, the Women's Rights National Historical Park, and National Women's Hall of Fame. Jamie Alvarez, Communications Director of the Girl Scouts New York, Pennsylvania Pathways, was in our studio to talk about the weekend. So let's play a little clip and get a sneak peek on what she was telling us about.
Well, we're excited to have this convention next weekend in Seneca Falls for not only just for Girl Scouts, but for any girl who wants to register. It's a free event, and what we're hoping is to really give something that's empowering and educational to the girls to bring them to the birthplace of the women's suffrage movement. We are celebrating 100 years of women's suffrage in New York State. So we thought it was really an opportune time to partner with these fantastic organizations, the National Park for Women's Rights and the Hall of Fame. So we're having a weekend of activities for the Girl Scouts. They can earn a special patch as part of this and have the opportunity to go to the park and to the visitor center and to the different historical sites around Seneca Falls and really immerse themselves in the history.
Now, how do you feel the Girl Scouts?
It's nice that they bring that here and that the young girls can attend and really
it is awesome.
Embrace that. That's
I think it's great.
Yeah.
Like, honestly. Yeah. I don't know, you don't hear as much about scouting anymore for girls or Boy Scouts, but to have a convention here in Seneca Falls and help these young women experience maybe the history that happened here is great. And from a perspective of Seneca Falls, it's a perfect type of event, to create awareness of what there is to offer in Seneca Falls, but also a nice little economic development weekend here with a lot of people staying in hotels and visiting restaurants. And so I'm excited for it. I think it'll be interesting to see, if you're driving around town on Friday, Saturday, if you see how hundreds of Girl Scouts all
young
over the
Girl
place.
Scouts.
So
yes, no,
I
that's
think it's
great.
awesome.
It is. It's really exciting. So, and hopefully this is the first ever, but not the last. I have a feeling it will be continuing. So, all right. Well, let's take a look into Saturday afternoon from 1 to 3. It's the Phelps Harvest Festival at the Phelps Community Center. There will be face painting, games, pumpkin decorating, a hay maze, wagon rides, and more. And after the festival, visit the Phelps Haunted House if you dare.
If you dare.
Wow.
On Fridays and Saturdays in October, the Phelps Arts Center is transformed into a haunted house that is sure to spook. A free slice of pizza is given to the first 25 people to attend. The family-friendly hour is 5 to 6 before the spookiness is ramped up through close at 9:30 each night.
Wow.
So 5 to 6 is the family
haunted
friendly
house. The Phelps Harvest Festival, though, is only from 1 to 3, so don't miss it.
I know.
It's
a quick little festival.
I mean, I don't know how many faces they can paint in 2 hours. But
Hopefully they have plenty.
Is that long
face
enough
painters.
to constitute a festival?
that's what I was wondering. But
I know.
they make
Phelps
their own
Harvest
rules in
Festival.
Phelps.
They sure do.
Seriously, though, it'd be a good day in Phelps and, the haunted house and everything. Why not?
Yeah.
Yep.
Everybody's looking for some haunted house action this time of year.
Yep.
Yeah. Family-friendly hour from 5 to 6, so bring the kiddos out. Sounds fun. On Saturday night in Canandaigua, it's the Great Pumpkin Walk. Take a magical walk in the moonlight as hundreds of hand-carved pumpkins twinkle at you from along the Ontario Pathways Trail. The round-trip walking distance is about 1 mile with a refreshment stop included.
Hundreds of hand-carved pumpkins. That means
That's a
more
lot.
than 100, so it's more than 195. So I was thinking of heading out there and counting them and see if that's actually true. There has to be at least 200 for them to say hundreds, and that's a lot of hand-carved pumpkins.
Yes.
That is.
If there is that many, then this thing would be pretty cool, I would imagine.
Yeah. Yep,
Magical? I
absolutely.
don't know.
Sounds like a lot
Twinkling
of
at
work,
you.
too.
Right.
A lot of work. I wonder who it is that's carving all these pumpkins.
I would hope it's multiple people
Yeah.
carving all of them, because one person would probably...
Have carpal tunnel by the end of it.
Yeah.
All right. At the Sterling Nature Center on Saturday from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m., take part in creating fresh apple cider the old-fashioned way with a, get this, people-powered fruit press. Help grind, press, pasteurize, and taste fresh apple cider.
I feel like I've seen something along those lines before. Where
A people-powered
it's
apple
almost
cider?
like a bicycle engine pushed kind of thing, where
Oh,
that's what's
neat.
running it. Yeah.
That'd be neat to do, something different. That'd be fun for kids to see, too.
Fresh apple cider, though, straight from the source.
Yep.
Yum. Also on Saturday, the 9th annual Pumpkin Palooza Fall Festival will be held in Lyons at Central Park. There will be food and craft vendors, games, pumpkin painting, the favorite scream contest, live music, and the Great Pumpkin Roll. Things get started early with the farmers market at 7:30 and activities run through 5:30 Saturday night. That sounds interesting.
So
A
go there if
scream
you think you have a
contest.
really good scream.
Yeah.
See where you rank.
So things get started at 7:30 a.m.
Yes.
It's a long day.
for the
The
farmer's,
farmer's market. Mm-hmm.
And then, yeah.
Run through 5:30.
So you could head there in the morning and then head over to Phelps and catch their 2-hour festival and then head back to Lyons for maybe the pumpkin roll at the end of the day.
Yep. Sounds so fun. Lots of good stuff. Also, take a fall sky ride at Bristol Mountain on Saturday.
Of course.
Country music band Tegan and the Tweeds will be at Del Lago on Friday night. Hurl some pumpkins at Varick Winery on Sunday from 9:30 a.m. to 6 p.m.
Pumpkin chumpkin.
Yep. Or hit up one of the many apple orchards here in Wayne County. More events at our community calendar at fingerlakes1.com. So definitely
the sky
check
ride
it out.
is always a favorite of this time of year.
The what?
Well,
the
the
sky
the
ride?
sky ride.
Yeah,
I know,
right
and I've
about
never-
now is about the time to do it.
Yep.
I've never done it. Yeah, that would be a fun thing to do.
Do it this weekend when the
Beautiful.
weather's nice, so you don't get cold while you're skyriding.
That's
Yeah,
true.
it can
Right?
get cold up there.
That's true. Great. Well, lots to do, that's for sure. Josh, what do we have going on in the news as far as our stories of the week?
Busy news week. So we have the latest on a bridge report, which was released by Comptroller Tom DiNapoli. It shows that Seneca County and Cuyahoga County have the highest percentage of structurally deficient bridges in New
Yikes.
York State.
Yikes.
Now, those numbers are a little bit skewed only because we also have the fewest number of bridges, period, in Seneca County. Mm-hmm. So that's, with only 27 bridges.
We have 27 bridges in Seneca County?
Yeah, that are locally owned, not owned by New York State. So this study
So that
only
wouldn't
looked at
include,
locally
the
owned
Thruway
bridges.
Bridge off
No,
Mayor
if they're owned by
41?
New York State is excluded. So anything
Okay.
traveling over the Thruway, excluded from that.
Okay.
Can
Ontario
you name
County,
all 27 bridges?
that's tough.
Yeah, I can't think of 27 bridges. I can think of about 10.
I was going to say I can think of maybe like 5 or 6, maybe.
Which does it say which ones are deficient?
No, the report doesn't go into like the exact bridges of what ones they are, but I'm sure there'll be some secondary data that's released. Ontario County, kudos to them. They had the smallest percentage. So Seneca County had the highest. Ontario County had the lowest percentage. Only like 2% of bridges in Ontario County are considered structurally deficient. So kudos
That's
to them
good.
for keeping their bridges
Everybody should
Less than
on
2%.
par.
everybody should shoot for 0%.
Right.
That's
Ugh.
ideal for sure. Another interesting story regarding Exit 41 along the New York State Thruway. Prior to Del Lago opening, traffic counts through that interchange were roughly 266,000 cars per month, vehicles per month. Since the casino opened, that average has pushed up to 377,000 vehicles per month. So
Wow.
a lot of added traffic coming into Seneca County via the New York State Thruway. And then last night at the Seneca County Board of Supervisors meeting, some of the supervisors inquired about, maybe we should also look at the Weedsport exit and the Geneva exit because I'm sure those have also increased.
Well. Yeah.
Continuing coverage of the algae blooms in local lakes and drinking water supplies in from Owasco Lake, Seneca Lake, Cuyahoga Lake. And then possible grant funding for Lebanon cleanup in Canandaigua, an interesting old, really prominent vacant factory that might get some money to make it look not quite as ugly as it does right now because it's pretty much universally known as the ugliest thing in Canandaigua.
Where is it? I'm trying to think. Do you know where
It's near the courthouse over on that side of town, and we really can't miss it. So there's that. A lot more at fingerlakes1.com.
A lot more. I mean, we're not going to tell. There's a lot of accidents. And
I was going to say, we don't really talk about
arrests.
the gruesome stuff here. We were really running 24/7 last week with the shooting in Canandaigua, and we had up-to-the-minute coverage of that. So, like anything, breaking news, fingerlakes1.com is your destination.
On the web or on the app.
Tap the app.
Tap the app. That's right. Okay, thank you, Josh.
We're back with a lot of photos this week.
Yes. When I was taking a look at the script, I thought, wow, they're all coming back. And Josh did some hunting for some good stuff, too. So let's jump right into it. First up, Nancy Jacobs was at Ontario County Park in South Bristol last Thursday, which was the perfect place to watch the harvest moonrise over the Bristol Hills. That's
Harvest moon.
beautiful.
Everybody wanted to photograph the harvest moon.
Yes.
Well, we
She
got the
did
best
great.
of it all here in the Finger Lakes. You can watch it over hillsides, or you can watch it over lakes, you can watch it over farmland. I mean, we got a nice mix of vistas, here in the Finger Lakes. And that's
So
a nice
beautiful.
one.
Yeah, it is. It's gorgeous.
Well done, Nancy.
Yes. Nancy L. Wright captured this shot as Mother Nature painted the sky with a palette of October colors on a warm Saturday evening over Yates County. Oh my goodness, that's beautiful.
Now, I know
too.
she says it was warm, but that to me reminds me of like a winter,
Does it?
cold winter day.
It feels
clouds.
fall to me. It feels fall.
Nice soft clouds, though, being lit up by the sun.
Yep.
And still some leaves on those weeds or whatever they are.
It's beautiful. And from Jim Tucci, it was a cool start to the day on Friday morning as steam was lightly lifting off of this pond in Canandaigua. Oh,
a golf
wow.
course.
That's really
It is
pretty,
a golf
too.
course.
Can't tell if it's Canandaigua.
I believe it is Canandaigua. I think. I'm reasonably sure.
You'd both know better than I. It's beautiful wherever it is.
The giveaway
That's a
would
great
be the
shot.
stakes along the pond. Those would be hazard stakes.
Hazard
and
marks.
then you got a cart path over there on the left, and it looks like that was taken from a tee.
T-box.
But, yeah. Yeah, I think that is Canandaigua Country Club, right?
I
9-hole
believe
track?
so.
9-hole track? Okay.
It does. Yeah, it does say off the pond in Canandaigua, so it must be. Yep. All right. Also from Canandaigua on Friday, this countryside is finally starting to look like fall here. The countryside is finally starting to look like fall here in the Finger Lakes, as you can see in this photo by Suzanne Mertz Amon. Oh, beautiful.
Love it. That is a fall picture. If
Yep.
I ever saw
The colors
one.
are starting to change. Beautiful.
And a train is coming.
And the train is a-comin'. All right, next up, Tom Brady captured Saturday's sunset as seen from the yacht club at the north end of Seneca Lake in Geneva.
That's a really good one.
That is beautiful.
Common theme on these: rising or setting sun and some clouds illumination.
Yep.
Yeah,
Was the theme
Yep.
of the week this week.
yeah, it's gorgeous. I love the warm sun bouncing off the clouds like that. Beautiful. And Lisa Dupre captured the same sunset on Saturday night in Seneca Falls as the colors lit up the entire sky.
Mm-hmm.
That
dig
was
it.
pretty. I saw a lot of pink and purple
Yep.
in the sky. It was gorgeous.
Yep.
James Perupsky shared this tranquil October sunrise on Friday over Seneca Lake in Geneva. It was a great start to the day, unfortunately spoiled by rain later in the morning. Oh my goodness, that's so pretty.
It is tranquil.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. The fall colors are starting to show in our area, and here near Varick, the sunset colors accent the farm scene in true autumn fashion in this photo by Rachel Burkholder.
Yes, Rachel.
Beautiful.
Done it again. That's a good one.
Always.
A lot of people might
Gorgeous.
not see that is worth photographing, but you know it's great. The
It
two
is.
red barns. And the green
Vibrant red barns.
sky. Good stuff.
Beautiful. James Perupsky also captured the harvest moon last Thursday night as it rose over the waters of Seneca Lake in Geneva. Oh, that's beautiful.
Love that one.
Mm-hmm. That moon. Sometimes when you take a picture of a moon, it looks so much smaller. So I feel like to capture a moon and have it look as big as it is, I don't know. I don't know how you do that, but every time I take a picture of a beautiful moon, it's teeny,
Yeah, it looks
teeny
like
tiny.
a little white dot.
Yeah. So disappointing. All right, autumn colors splashed the countryside in southern Yates County on Monday following the morning rain in this photo by Nancy L. Wright.
I dig this one.
Yeah, it's
This is
pretty
different.
too. We've got all that in the forefront and then the beautiful background. It's gorgeous. All right, finally, the setting sun created an absolutely stunning view in Schuyler County on Sunday night in this photo by Sarah Thompson, also at FLX Nature on Instagram. Oh my. That looks like fire in the
End of
sky.
days.
Yep.
Right there. So,
Wow.
which one's the favorite this week? It's not going to be easy.
It never is.
I think, personally, I'm going with the second harvest moon photo that was captured. I believe James Perupsky. Yeah, that's my winner.
Ah. I just changed mine to Sarah Thompson's photo. That last photo was amazing. That sky is just fire. So, I don't know. Go ahead, Jim.
Oh man, I gotta make a decision here. I wasn't gonna pick either one of those, but you know what? Old Jim Perupsky's got my vote.
It was beautiful.
That is a good one, but I don't necessarily prefer this one over the other harvest moon over the Bristol Hills that we saw either. They're both.
Yep.
You're splitting hairs.
Which one was
here.
that?
We are splitting.
Yes,
The
hairs.
that
very
was
first one
That
was-
was my first pick.
Yeah.
Up until that last one.
So we are
They're all
absolutely
good.
splitting hairs.
They're all great photos.
They are. Thank you guys so much for sending them in. If you'd like to share your photos with us, send them to us via Instagram, Facebook, email, whatever suits your fancy. All right, Jim, lots going on in sports.
There is.
Fill us
First of
in.
all, I'd like to congratulate the Minders Academy girls varsity tennis team. Last night in Hobart, they won their third straight Section 5 Class CC championship, defeating North Rose Wolcott.
Awesome.
And Coach Mike Merriam, Assistant Coach Gus Garnsey, and all the ladies here really built quite a program. 3 straight sectional titles, and we're going to try to get some of the seniors in studio over the next few days here to talk to them as well.
Yeah.
So
Very
big
cool.
night. We got a video on Finger Lakes 1 of the bus heading back into town with a
Oh, I
police
love
escort.
those.
So definitely
Those
good
videos always
stuff
give me
there.
goosebumps. So cool.
Tonight's Game 5 in Cleveland, Yankees-Cleveland. So by the time some of you are watching this, it might already be over. But there's nothing like a Game 5 or a Game 7 in baseball playoffs. So that's what I'll be doing tonight.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be watching that game. The Buffalo Bills. I can guarantee they won't lose this week. They're on a bye. But they return to action next Sunday against Tampa Bay, and they'll bring a 3-2 record. They're in first place still in the AFC East. A little disappointing loss at Cincinnati last weekend, but they'll be back. I'm not going to make any guarantees for Syracuse, though. They host Clemson on Friday night at 7 o'clock in the Dome. That game's on ESPN. The Cuse is 3-3 overall, third in the ACC Atlantic. And, hey, you got to believe. You got to believe. Cornell is 1-3. Their only win coming last week against Harvard, which is a pretty big win. They hadn't beaten Harvard in some time. They host
nice.
Bucknell at 1:30 on Saturday at Sholkoff Field. 4-2 Hobart will be in Oneonta to face Hartwick College on Saturday at 1 o'clock. You can listen to that game on WEOS-FM. The 3-2 Ithaca Bombers will be in Troy to face Rensselaer Polytechnical Institute on Saturday for a 1 p.m. kick. And this is the final weekend excuse me, of Section 5 high school football. Before
crazy.
the playoffs start and then the Conner and Ferris Bowl stuff. But Friday night, Dundee at Marcus Whitman, Pelmac at Wayne. That's a big rivalry game. Waterloo at Newark, Nichols at Minders, Penn Yan at E.R. Gananda, Red Jacket at South Seneca Romulus Teaburg. Those games are at 7. At 7:15, Webster Thomas is at Victor. And at 7:30 at Dercola Field in Clyde, it's Sodas and Lions at Clyde Savannah. That's just one team. It's not like a tri game. Sodas and Lions combined programs. And Lions Clyde always a rivalry in especially basketball, but in football the early favorite is Clyde, heavy favorite. Saturday, Eastridge is at Canandaigua at 2 o'clock, and then the final game of the regular season, 7 p.m., Mid-Lakes at Geneva. And then we're done. So if you don't think that winter's coming, high school football regular season over.
That's just crazy
Kinda
when
crazy,
you think
yeah.
about that.
And
It's coming.
Fall is almost over. It's going to be 80
It
this
hasn't
weekend,
arrived.
but fall's almost over.
I just want to see how many times we can get into 70 in November. But
I'll take it.
Speaking of football as well, last Saturday was Coach George Davis Day in Seneca Falls, as proclaimed by the Seneca Falls Town Board. Newly inducted into the Minders Academy Athletic Hall of Fame, the 1970 undefeated football team donated a plaque in honor of Coach Davis at Brock Field. And in this photo, you see some former players, Dave Wormuth, Dave McNaney, Larry Justine, and John Kapashi, displaying the marketable plaque, which will be mounted near the entrance to the field.
Oh,
And
that's
we
neat.
also were on Sunday night live webcast the Minders Athletic Hall of Fame induction ceremony. You can watch that on demand on fingerlakes1.tv. It was good. And the 1970 football team was inducted. They all were wearing jerseys, not the original jerseys. They bought jerseys to wear.
That's so cool, though.
Well, the thing that was kind of cool about it is, and why sometimes these Hall of Fame stuff at the various communities is good, Minders has one of the best, is that these members of this team, they'll go to a class reunion and they'll see people in their own class, but that team has never all been together.
Yeah.
Juniors, seniors.
Right.
So,
That's true.
So everybody had a good time that night, and
That's true. I never really thought about that. That's cool.
we'll have all the results of all this sports business all weekend long at Finger Lakes 1. It's busy times.
Yep.
Awesome. Great. Well, do you guys have plans this weekend? The weather's going to be nice. What are you going to be up to?
I'm going to go to dinner at Rosalie's on Saturday night. Can't wait.
Love Rosalie's. So yummy. I think you told me about it actually years and years ago.
Yep, right.
Years and years, like 2 years.
Skinny Atlas.
3 years maybe.
Going east.
Yeah, I can't wait. It's one of my favorites. Definitely love Rosalie's.
Mm-hmm.
And might go to that Syracuse-Clemson game.
Oh, fun.
Not sure yet. And going to play golf Sunday morning while it's still 80 degrees.
I know.
Amen.
And I haven't closed my pool yet, which is
You
almost
didn't?
Halloween. No, I haven't been swimming in it either, but
I know.
got to do that. Yeah, mow the lawn again. Maybe get some pumpkins.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were going to try to get pumpkins last weekend and we didn't, so.
You said last week you wanted to go apple picking. Did you
And we
go?
didn't do that
You
either.
Didn't go apple picking.
So what we
It's
ended
gotta
up
happen
doing
this
is
weekend.
going to, I
You've
know.
got to do it this weekend.
That's what I said. We have to go apple picking, and the apples will be nice and sweet, so they'll be really good for
I was going to say,
applesauce.
when does it pass prime for apples?
I don't
is
know.
it October, November?
I
Are they
would
good
say
in November?
we're right in prime time for another week or two.
Yeah.
I think a lot depends on the weather.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. But the longer you wait, the sweeter the apples, so I'll be making my grandma's applesauce.
I have a pear tree in my backyard that I haven't picked any pears off of yet. A lot of them have fallen on the ground and gotten mowed up, or I gathered them up and got them out of the way. But there's still a lot on the tree, and they're
I
really
love
good pears.
Are they?
Yeah.
I love pears.
I don't know, maybe it's just mental because it's my own pear tree. I think, oh, these are the best pears.
Do you
But-
make it like pear crisp?
Yes, pear crisp.
You do?
Exactly. And then I like to also put them on a salad with some gorgonzola cheese.
Oh, yes.
And it's also nice to be mowing the lawn and just reach up and grab one and have a snack while you're mowing. You know, it's nature's convenience store.
Yeah.
That's
I like fruit trees.
That's
The only
true.
drawback is bees. A lot of bees.
I was gonna say.
And they're
Oh,
kind of messy.
yes.
They're generally not as pretty or well groomed as other trees. But I want to get a cherry tree. I want to get some
I love
grapevines. I want to
cherries.
have a regular fruit yard,
There you go.
produce yard.
Do you know how to do all that stuff? Do you have a green thumb?
Yeah, I'm pretty good with that kind of stuff.
Oh, I'm not.
Turf grass agronomy and planting things. It's easy. You put it in the ground, you will keep it watered. I mean, it really isn't that hard. Some of these trees,
Keep it
I've
alive.
been learning how to trim or groom the pear tree a little bit to produce the best fruit.
Right.
And to
Oh.
learn that, I went to Google.
That's the real challenge.
Yeah,
You can keep it alive, but
to maximize it.
maximize potential.
Yeah. And you're golfing this weekend?
Golfing this weekend, going to try to lay low, relax a little bit. Mm-hmm. That kind of thing.
Good.
I want to see some Girl Scouts in Seneca Falls too. I'm just interested.
I
to see
know.
How about
what it
some
seems
Girl
like.
Scout cookies?
That's what I
in
was just
Seneca
about
Falls?
to say. Are they going to be selling
I don't know if they'll
cookies?
be on sale yet. I don't
They've
know.
got
I
what
to.
never know when they do it. I feel like they do it the
The
same
fact
time
that
every
there's
year,
a
but I never
season
know.
for cookies is absurd. You can make cookies anytime.
Yeah, but Girl Scout cookies. we're
I
talking
know.
about.
Man, it's produced in a factory.
Girl Scout cookies. Well, it goes to a good cause, so but they're good.
Well, good show, guys. Let's do it again next week.
Yeah, we'll be back next week. Thank you guys so much for joining us. If you'd like to drop us a line, send an email to contact@fingerlakes1.com. If you enjoy the show, click like, subscribe, share with your friends so they know what's coming up this weekend, what's going on in the Finger Lakes as far as news is concerned. We'll be back live next Wednesday. Until then, enjoy another unseasonably warm October weekend here in the Finger Lakes. Bye-bye.